One big idea in under 3 minutes. Welcome to my Monday message. This week we're continuing to talk about your hiring process and how you can optimize the chances of getting A players onto your payroll where they make the biggest possible impact on your organization and help you to achieve your goals. This week we're going to look at two key hiring criteria, characteristics that you are likely to be looking for when you are actually hiring somebody. So imagine our 2x2 grid. The vertical axis is experience and the horizontal axis is coachability or growth mindset, which means that in the bottom left-hand box, you've got somebody who is not very experienced and also does not have a growth mindset, is not coachable. Now that means they're probably as good as they're ever going to get, and that's, given the lack of experience, is probably not very good. So you want to avoid hiring somebody like that. They should be relatively easy to spot when you're interviewing. In the top right-hand box then, you've got somebody who is not only very experienced, but also is very coachable, which means they're already probably pretty good, but they're also high potential. They can get even better, an obvious good hire, and again, somebody that should stand out during the interview process. As always, it's the other two boxes where it gets interesting. And the top left-hand side, you've got somebody who is highly experienced, but is not coachable, does not have a growth mindset. The question mark there is, have they ever really learned anything? Now, this is a trap. It's the biggest pitfall that most of us fall into when we're hiring. I've certainly been there in the past. I've certainly made this mistake, where I look at a CV and I see 5 years, 10 years, 15 years experience in the same or at least a similar role, and I make the assumption that they can do the job. But do they have 10 years experience? Do they have 1 year's experience repeated 10 times? Are they simply repeating the same mistakes and making the same excuses that they've always made for the previous decade? You need to be able to draw that out at interview and don't make any assumptions, because if they don't have the growth mindset to back it up, how have they ever really ever learned anything through experience? In the bottom right-hand box, though, we've got our biggest area of opportunity, and this is the exciting person, because this is the person who doesn't have experience, but does have a growth mindset. This is potentially somebody who you can nurture, you can empower, you can help them to be the best they could possibly be, but in so doing, also mold them to your organization, which means they're going to be optimally placed, having a huge positive impact as they move from being low experience to being high experience inside your organization. This is a fabulous opportunity to nurture an A player of the future. So give me your thoughts in the comments down below. Any practical applications you can think of for that kind of an observation that I've just made there. Thank you as always for helping me to build this channel by liking and subscribing, and I'll see you next week.